Hi everyone and welcome back to a brand new speed build. Today I have a Victorian family home, and that is the first time I'm ever saying this on the channel because this is the first Victorian house on the channel, which is not really correct, but I'm gonna say it is. Because if you didn't know, I do have a playlist for every single like style of house that I build. So like I have one for like suburban homes, one for Mediterranean homes, one for I don't know, I was gonna say Tortosa homes, those are Mediterranean homes basically, one for, you know, modern homes, like all of those. And I do have one for Victorian homes, and I do have a few builds in there. However, they're not really Victorian. This is also the first Victorian house that I built in StrangerVille, which I feel like Strangerville is like the one place you think of when you think of Victorian builds. Maybe Willow Creek as well, like one of the neighborhoods there, but I feel definitely like StrangerVille was kind of meant for Victorian homes. So it's the first one I'm building there. Also, I think it's like the second time I'm building in this world overall on the channel, which is insane. I really should build here more. I really should. It's a beautiful world. It's a little bit of a weird world when it comes to like landscaping and stuff like that, but I did have a lot of fun with this house, so I will build more. But anyways, going back to what I was talking about, sorry. This voiceover is definitely going to be a little bit all over the place. I mean, when are my voiceovers not? But I am really tired. It's like 9:30 a.m. and I have been up since 12, not since 12, since 10 p.m. So, yeah, my sleeping schedule right now is really weird. But yeah, no, so don't mind me if I'm a little weird. I'm really, really tired. So sorry about that. And I'm sick, like always. Like, when am I not sick? But, you know. Anyways, yeah, no, so this is like, it's not technically my first Victorian home because I do have a Victorian home playlist, like I said, and in that I have a few builds, because when the Paranormal stuff pack came out, I did, like a couple of builds with that pack because it had kind of a like a I was gonna say New Orleans vibe. It had kind of a Victorian style vibe, which I think it was supposed to have like a New Orleans or like Louisiana vibe. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think I am, maybe, but basically it was kind of like Victorian-ish. You can build Victorian homes with it. So I built a few, and well, okay, I built a like paranormal investigator house, which I still to this day love. I love that house so much. I think it's really cool house. But then I also built 300 Foxway, which if you it's kind of one of those things there's like, if you know, you know. It's based off the Raven Cycle, which is one of my favorite book series of all time. Freaking love those books. I literally have them right next to me. Like I can look up on, then I have like I'm not even kidding, I have like a special shelf just for them on the wall. I just have them, and then I have like a poster, and you know, I have my bookmarks there too. Sorry, I really like books, if you didn't know. But yeah, no, so I built that when like then the Paranormal pack came out, but then I haven't built anything like any other like, I almost said Paranormal, wow, again, I'm tired. I haven't built any other like Victorian homes since then. Well, okay, that's incorrect. I have, but the footage was lost in my hard drive. Honestly though, I feel like I might have deleted that because I built that before I got like reshade and stuff. Well, I use G-shade now, but before I started to use like a shader in my game. So and I think at one point I like went through and deleted all my old videos because I was like, I don't even want to show them anymore because like they did not look good. So I think you weren't gonna see that anyways. But yeah, I did build one. I think actually I show it off in my G-shade video. I think it's one of the houses that I show the G-shade on, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, if you want to, I guess you can see it there. But and at some point I will post it on Instagram and stuff like that. I have so many houses that I need to post on Instagram that were lost or you know, stuff like that with my hard drive. I really need to. I need to get a grip on that. But basically, this is the first house, Victorian house on the channel. That's what I'm trying to say here. It's not really, but like for me, it feels like it is. Again, it feels like it is. It's not really, but it feels like it is. And I am pretty sure I went off a picture from Pinterest. I am not sure though. If I remember and if I find it, I will put it up on the screen right now, but I'm not 100% sure if I did. I have no idea. But I just really had a lot of fun with this house. I have built other Victorian homes. I did build one again that was lost in the I was gonna say in the vault. Taylor Swift reference. Sorry, I had to. I've been listening to Taylor Swift a lot today. Well, tonight, you know. When am I not listening to Taylor Swift, honestly, though? When am I not? But basically, I've been listening to a lot of Taylor Swift, so that's why I said the vault, but it was lost. But then I did build, I think a few, like before I even had my channel, and I know one of them are going to be in my save file currently. For this part of StrangerVille, which is all going to be like this, what's it called? What is this style called? Victorian. I'm so tired. I'm really sorry. I just forgot Victorian. This is literally called a Victorian family home. I'm not even kidding. I had to look in the corner where like I can see the file name to remember what style this was. That's how out of it I am right now. I'm really sorry. But yeah, no. What was I saying about Victorian homes? I don't even know why I needed to say it. I don't remember. I really don't remember. I don't know. Oh, right. Yeah. For this part of StrangerVille, which is all going to be, again, Victorian homes. There we go. Oh my god, my head is out of it. I'm really sorry. But yeah, basically, I have finished 3 lots for this place, for my save file. So I really need to build more. I also need to build for Forgotten Hollow, which is also like the other place you would probably build this style of home. I have never built this Forgotten Hollow. Well, that's a lie. I did a collab with Retro Sim Mardam, of like 2020, I think. 2021 yes, 2021, around Halloween, and we did a like haunted house, but he built the exterior and I did the interior, so I don't feel like that counts really because I just did the interior, so I don't know if that counts really. But yeah, I don't know, I had so much fun with this house, and I just really like it. It's for 2 parents, 1 teen and a kid, and a cat, I'm pretty sure, and it's just a really cute house. I really like it. I was imagining that one of the parents was sort of famous. I think maybe a musician or something, or maybe like an actor or something like that, because I do put awards in weird places, which I don't know why I did that. I don't remember why, but I feel like I was doing the kitchen slash like dining room, because it's like one big room, and I was decorating like a side table, and then I was like, I found this awards, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put these here, and then I don't know, I just kind of went off of it. So yeah, I was thinking that one of the parents probably like that, stuff like that, but obviously it goes without saying, like, you can play in this house with whatever family you like. I don't care. I don't care at all. But I also really love the teens and teens and child room. I really like those two. Both of those rooms, you'll see like in the front there's kind of this like tower, kind of like a 3rd floor, as well as in the back, and at first I was just gonna leave them. Like I wasn't gonna do anything with them like I normally do when I do those types of rooms thingies, like towers things. I usually like don't make them into a room because it's like such a small room, like it doesn't make sense really. But then I was like, you know what, like those 2 towers are both in like one is in the kids room, one is in the teens room, so I was like, why don't I like actually make those like, so like each of the rooms have like a ladder up to it, so like I don't know, it's like a hangout they have. So for the teens room, I make it into kind of like a gaming place. Like I was thinking that they probably, I don't know, have their friends there and just, you know, chill, play video games, you know, they're just chilling up there. And then the kid has like their desk area up there. So yeah, I just thought it was really cool, and I don't know, I just think it's really cool. When we moved, I don't think I've ever talked about this at all, but I moved like really far, like halfway across the country. How many years was this ago? Like 7 or 8 years ago. I think it's 8 years this year because it was 2015. And when my parents were looking for houses, I was so young. This was so young. I was, what, 11? Yeah, I was like 11. So I don't really, like, I wasn't involved in the house hunting process and, like, you know, all of that. But when my parents were looking for houses here, they came across one that we almost, I think we even, like, they even put in an offer on it, but it was, but it, like, really, it needed a lot of work, and so they put in, like, a lower bid or whatever, so, like, they didn't get the house, and then we ended up getting this house, which is so much better, because this is by the sea, and I love this house so much. But that house was actually kind of like a Victorian house, and it had this tower, and if we had moved in there, I was, like, I was telling my parents every single day, because I was like, if we move in there, I'm getting the tower. I'm not even kidding. I'm getting the tower. That's gonna be my place. So I'm kind of bummed out that I didn't get my tower, but it's for the best, because again, I love this house. I love my room here. I have slanted roofs, which is like the only thing I don't like about my room, but now I have tapestries on them, so now I like them a little bit more. But it makes me sad that I can't have like a standing desk, and I can only have my wardrobe at like one wall, because my other wall is just windows and a balcony door, because I have a balcony there, so I can't put my wardrobe, which is like full sized up until the ceiling, there. So I have to have my wardrobe like at one specific place. I can't move it, which is a little bit annoying for when I move around in my room, but it's okay. Basically what I was trying to say is that I think it's really cool that like the kid and the teen has like their own sort of like towers. Like I feel like that's something you kind of maybe like brag to your friends about. Like it would be cool if you had that. At least I think so. Let me know what you think, but I feel like if you have like a tower, especially like a kid or a teen, like you're cool. Like you're gonna be, that's gonna be the place to hang out, especially like if you have like the teen has, they have like a tower, and then they have like the gaming in there. Like I feel like that's like the one place like their friends hang out all the time. And I mean, if I was the kid, I would probably have made like, if that was me as a kid, because I very much decorated the kids' room into kind of like my kids' room as a child, because it's very teal and pink, which is which is what my childhood room was. It was teal, pink, and purple. Wow, it was an eyesore, but I thought it looked good at the time. And yeah, it was just, it really would just have matched. I would have loved that as a child, but I feel like if I had that as a child, I probably would have made it into kind of like a hangout area, I guess. I don't know. I guess I'm just going to be telling you stories about my childhood today. I don't mean to, but I talked about before how my childhood best friend and I, we had like the same house basically. Like our houses were copies. We like did a little bit, like I think they were built like in the 70s, so like throughout the years obviously the houses have gone through renovations, and so like there were some details that were like different about the houses, but we had like the same rooms technically. Like my room in my house and her room in her house were like the same room. Like they were supposed to be the same room. And we had this kind of walk-in closet thing that in my room we decided to like demolish. Like we decided to take it out when I was a kid, because like I needed more space because I had a lot of stuff, and I was very much a crafty kid. So I had like a huge desk and like all my craft and supplies and stuff like that. So and that room was really small, and at one point I had my like desk and stuff like that like in the hallway, like outside, because we had a really like big hallway. Basically, this is gonna be so weird to explain. Basically, the upstairs of my old house, like my childhood home, was like you walked up the stairs, and then like right to the left was my brother's room, and then there was this big hallway that was, it was huge, and then like on the other side was my room, and my parents' room were on the like first floor, the downstairs. So like it was like our upstairs. So I had my desk in like that hallway, and then we also had like a couch and like a TV and stuff like that. So like it was basically like a second living room, not gonna lie. And like, so when I was a kid, like I would fall asleep to my dad playing Mario games. Like that's literally what I fell asleep to every single night as a kid, because I was that annoying kid. Like I wouldn't fall asleep if none of my parents, like I needed like a parent to be outside my room because I was scared. So my dad, bless him, just sat there and played Mario games. Like that's my childhood is literally him playing Mario games while I fell asleep, and it was just so comforting. But yeah, basically I had my desk there, and then my best friend, again, we had like virtually the same room, and where we kind of like took down the wall for the walk-in closet, she made it into like, she didn't have it as a closet, she made it into kind of like a beauty space. Like she had like a beauty table, like a, I don't know. She was a year older than me, by the way. But she had like a beauty table there. What's it called? Like a vanity. That's what it's called. And then she also had like a hangout spot. Like she had one of those like bean bags, I think she had there, and like we just hung out there all the time. Contrary to what I'm like now, like I feel like me as a child, if I told like people, if they know me very well now, like even if I told my best friends about like me as a child, they would be like, what? Because I was really into like makeup and, you know, stuff like that as a kid. Not anymore. That's not me. I think like anyone who's ever met me will know I'm not that type of person. I was very much like a girly girl growing up, but well, I guess sort of, but I'm not anymore. Not at all. I still like makeup and clothes, I do, but not to that extent, and I very rarely do wear makeup, and I don't really, you know, find it as fun anymore. But we used to hang out in her closet all the time and just like, you know, do makeup and, you know, sit in that like beanbag, and it was just so cool. So if I was a kid again in this house, like having that like tower upstairs, I would definitely make it into like that type of room, like a beauty room combined with like a hangout spot. Would have been so much fun. But yeah, I did not mean to rant about that, but I don't know. Again, you're just getting to know this stuff today, I guess. Also, my voice is dying, which is no surprise to anyone. I mean, to be fair though, I do have time to rant because this video is a very long one. How has it already been 15 minutes? I don't know. There's also an office downstairs, by the way. So if you want to have another like kids room or whatever, you definitely have a room for it. But yeah, I don't know. That's about it for the house, I think. I don't know. I had stuff that I was gonna talk about, but do I remember them? No. I really need to like prepare what I'm gonna talk about in my voiceovers, I feel like. Oh right, I was gonna tell you about this because this is funny. This is really funny. I need to pull up something though on my other monitor because this has background to a story to it. Okay, right, so I'm not gonna talk much about the bill today. I'm really sorry about that. If you have any questions, by the way, just ask me them down below and I will answer them. You can download this from my gallery, by the way, a Sims 04. You can download it from there if you want to. But a few days ago, I was looking through like TikTok, as I do. Like I was just laying in bed, like just going through TikToks. And then I came across this video. Actually, I don't know if it was a TikTok or a reel. It might have been a reel on Instagram because like me and my friends share like a lot of reels because one of them don't have TikTok, so like we just share them there instead. But I was looking through one of them. I don't remember which one, but I think originally was a TikTok where someone was like talking about how they were like looking at playlists for them like on Spotify and they found like these really funny names. So I was like, huh, like I wonder what like comes up if I search that, because if you didn't know, I'm a music fiend. I love music. If you're in my Discord server, which by the way the link is down below if you want to join it, you will know that I share a lot of music over there. I love music. It's so good. I just, music is my life, honestly. But I did it because I was like, what comes up? So basically if you put like made for me or like made for you or just made for, I think, in your search bar on Spotify, it will come up with these like playlists that are like recommended for you, and they're mixes. So then like I think everyone has them, like literally everyone has them, and like the same names and stuff like that, but they will be kind of more personalized. Like the first one that comes up for me are like based on like the music that I usually listen to. So if you listen to a lot of like sad music or melancholy music, you'll have like melancholy mix or like anxiety mix, you know, stuff like that. You know, the normal stuff. Or if you listen to a lot of like happy music or dance music, you will have like dance mix, you know, those type of stuff. I think everyone has seen them. And this girl was not wrong when she said that these are really funny names. Because I was like, I wonder what will come up, right? I wonder what would come up. And I would like to share some of my personal favorites. I do really love some egg punk mix. That's really like a really good mix. What that means, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Like what? Like, what does that even mean? There's also the angry tuna mix, which is just phenomenal. Like what is that? How can music be angry tuna? I don't understand. And these were like ones that came up like pretty quickly for me. So I was like, Spotify, what do you think I listen to? Because I listen to a lot of like different types of music. I guess mainly indie pop and indie rock, and like rock music in general and like pop music in general. Like those are kind of the ones I listen to the most, I guess, and a lot of like sad music, I guess, as well. But why angry tuna? But then the funniest thing, and I feel like this is definitely gonna be more fun for me than anyone else, and this was the second thing that came up. Like the first thing was grief mix, which I feel like Spotify's calling me out. I have been going through a breakup recently, so I feel like that might be why. I'm gonna say it's that because of that, not because I'm a really sad and depressed person, like general, which I am, but I don't want Spotify to call me out like that, so I'm gonna just, you know, assume it's because of the breakup. But the second one is funny, and you need some context for this. Basically, one of my best friends, Jay, I've talked about him in a few videos, he has, since the day I met him, called me Goblin. We have nicknames for each other. So like he calls me Goblin, I call him Scotch. We got them the day we met each other. He was friends with my friends before and then kind of got into our friend group again. And then I met him and we just clicked instantly, and then like obviously now he's one of my best friends. Love him. But he calls me Goblin because according to my friends, I'm short. I'm not. I'm 5'6". I am above average. I'm not short. Well, in my family I am, and in my friend group I am, but like in general I'm not. But my friends call me short all the time, and for some reason he called me Goblin, and I don't remember why. I don't know if it was because like I laughed like a goblin. Like, I don't know why. Literally in his Discord server, because he streams sometimes, so like he has a Discord server for that, but then also just for friends in general. My role name is literally Small Goblin, but small, but like with an O. So that's what I'm called there. And so when I saw this as my second recommended on my mixes, I was like, you're kidding me, because it was Goblin Core mix. What does Goblin Core entail? I don't know. I have no idea, but it was really funny, and so I took screenshots of it and I sent it to him and to my friend group and like everywhere, because I was like, what the hell, like what is this, why am I recommended this? I went into this playlist. The majority of the music I had already on my playlist, like it was already downloaded. Tell me why I listened to Goblin Core music. For the record, like for some, I don't know, just like, I don't know, to get you know what it is, there was a lot of Cave Town on there, which is not really surprising. And there was also like October Passed Me by A Girl in Red, amazing song. So it was like kind of that type of music, but the first song on that playlist is one of my favorite songs. Like I love this song, but it also calls me out a little bit more. Like not only did did Spotify already call me out several times, but it had to put this song as the first song on this playlist for me, which by the way, everyone has, like, you also have like a Goblin Core mix, I think, but like your songs will be different from my songs because it will be songs that they think that I'm gonna like, if that makes sense. The first song is called Ramblings of a Lunatic by Bears in Trees, which like makes sense for Goblin Core, but it's a really good song. But why? Like, the Spotify, why are you calling me out like this? Like, what have I done to you? And it was just so funny. And Spotify started to do these things. Like, obviously Spotify doesn't know that my best friend has this nickname for me. Obviously not. But, so like, it's like listening to me for that. But then also, recently it's starting to do this thing where like I will say a word, and then right after I say it, it will say it in the song I'm listening to. And I know that's a coincidence, but like, it's creepy. Because like I said therapy the other day. This song I was listening to RX by Role Model, and in that he says that I don't need therapy, and it said that right after I said it. And the same thing went like the other day when I was listening to a song that said like hi or something, or like hello, I don't remember what song it was, and my friend said that and I was like, are you listening to me? Like, are you listening to me? But it was just really funny. So yeah, if you want to listen to your Goblin Core mix, you can do that. I listened to it. It was actually really good. So I don't know what that says about me, but it was really good. I tried to listen to Angry Tuna music and ego egg punk music. Not really my thing. I did, however, if you watched my last video, you will know about the epic duck knife fight that we had in Valorant. Amazing. Watch my last video to get some explanation, which by the way, there's a like highlight video of that in my Discord server that my friend made. My friend Scythe made it, and they're like, it was so funny, and they just did an amazing job for it. But so if it's in my Discord server, by the way, if you want to see it in under the Valorant channel thing. It was so funny because like while we were doing that match, which was the funniest thing ever, I like towards the end of it, I like the majority of the match I listened to a band called Polyphia. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's I think it's mostly only instrumental. It's like it's an instrumental band, but not like classical instrumental. It has like a lot of bass and stuff like that. It's really good. Playing God by them is like one of my favorite songs. I love it. But basically, I didn't start there though. Like that's where I kind of finished. Like that's where I ended up playing most of the match because it really fitted for the match. I started listening to one of the mixes because it was the same day, and I was like, you know what? There's this like mix that I want to listen to while we're doing this, and I think it was called like, oh, what was it? Hold on, I need to check this again. Right. Right, it was called Spooky Evil Jazz Mix. Also something that was like highly recommended for me. I don't listen to jazz music. I don't know where that came from, but Spooky Evil Jazz. And let me tell you, it was spooky and evil, and it worked very well for the match too. I just wanted to listen to that band, but it was so funny. Like, these mixes are like the funniest. I don't know, like, is someone like bored at work, like at Spotify? Like, who makes these? It's hilarious. Like, I want to have like a conversation. I want to be one of the people that does this, because it would be hilarious. Because like Angry Tuna Mix, did you have like were you angry because you had like a bad tuna sandwich for lunch? Or like what like what? I am so confused. Like, can someone please explain to me what that means? Or like egg punk? Egg punk? I don't understand. Like, what is goblin core? I don't understand, because I know like cottage core, yeah, and like there are other cores, I know that, but like goblin core? That's such a weird for music. I don't understand it, but it's funny. And it's actually good music, I guess, so I don't know what that's about me, but yeah. I decided to look up now to see like what are my like top now. Goblin core is my top now. Grief Mix is gone. Goblin core is there. There's also, you know how I put like there's like an anti-anxiety, like that's a pretty common one, because I feel like a lot of people like want to listen to music if they're like have anxiety, and like that makes sense, and I do that too. But I have anti-anxiety for dogs as my mix. I'm not a dog. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. There's also, again, Egg Punk, love that. Sad Pirate Mix. I don't know what to tell you. Angry Tuna is really, really good. And of course, and I also don't understand the spooky evil jazz, because like I don't listen to jazz, so I don't understand. I really don't. There's so many like evil. There's like sad evil theme. Now, what did I do? I don't listen to evil music, do I? I don't think so. The Sad Missouri Mix? Missouri, are you okay? Like the state Missouri? Are you okay? Why do you have a sad mix? Missouri's the state, right? I think that's the state. I'm not from the US, so I don't know. But why? Why is that a thing? Also, insane core? What is insane core? I'm so confused. Like, I have so many questions. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna get any of them answered, but I have so many questions. But yeah, no, those were like probably the highlights. But yeah, so like I highly recommend going through those if you ever want to laugh, because it was so funny. And then like one of my friends went through his as well, and he had also just very weird ones. And it was just so funny. I am really sorry if that cut weirdly, or if you hear anything. I currently have a dog in my lap, because my mom is at work, so don't hit the mic. So my dog was with my brother, but then she apparently wanted to be with me, so now I have a dog in my lap. I'm really sorry if you hear anything. Like, she just yawned. This is gonna be the this is gonna be the end of the voiceover. No, I'm gonna keep talking. I feel like that sounded like I'm just gonna end the voiceover. I'm not, but this is just how the voiceover is gonna be now. With my dog in my lap. She's adorable. She's really adorable. She's making weird noises though. She's really tired. She should just go to my bed and lay there, but no. She said just be here. I'm really sorry if she makes weird noises, but anyways, yeah, I do highly recommend going through those like recommended playlists if you can, because they're freaking hilarious. But yeah. I don't know what to talk about for the rest of the video. I have no idea. What are you guys' thoughts on the new pack? I've barely spoken about it. I don't think I've even mentioned that we're gonna get a new expansion pack, but we are. What are you guys' thoughts? I'm really excited, because it seems like it's gonna be like a suburban style when it comes to building and stuff. Which, are you gonna stop yawning? She won't stop yawning. I put her on my bed because she didn't want to be in my lap anymore. So if you're hearing weird noises, it's her. Iris says hi. That was her like appearance in the video, I guess. I feel like I never talk about her, but I love her. But anyways, what was I talking about? I don't remember. Oh yeah, the new pack. I'm really excited about it, because it seems like to be like a suburban style, which is right up my alley. And I'm very excited for it. And I think it's just gonna be really cute with like the whole like growing together and you know all of that. However, I am kind of putting off so many builds right now because I know the pack is getting out or coming out, and also the infants update. Like there are so many like things I want to build, but I'm just like, no, I want to wait because there's probably going to be something like that in that pack that I can use and you know all of that. So I'm putting things off, but I need to not do that because I have a lot of builds that I need to do for my save file. I'm currently just like kind of taking a break. I'm in the middle of building like something right now that I don't need that pack for, I think, because it's a community lot, but I don't know, it's just I don't know. And then also I have like speed builds right now like on like backup. I again, since my hard drive broke, I have now built up my backlog again because I am me. What do you expect? I build a lot. I build a lot. So I now have it back up and running, but I have a backlog, so like I have videos until the new pack comes out and like even after that, but I don't like, there's some builds, like one of them is like a Generations house, and I want that to be out before the pack because I feel like otherwise it's gonna seem like it's associated with the pack. It's not. I built that I think maybe even before like the trailer got announced or something like that. So yeah, I'm kind of like, I need to get that out. I think it's gonna be not the next video, the video after that, because the next video I already know what that's gonna be. I started editing it today, but yeah, so after that I think it's gonna have to be like that one because there's like videos like that or you know stuff like that. So yeah, but I'm really excited for the infants update too. I can finally build like nurseries and it's gonna be really fun. And yeah, I am really sorry for anyone who's playing the 100 baby challenge though. I was thinking of like doing it again because I that's like the one challenge challenge that I keep like going back to every time I start playing, like actually playing the game except for building, because like it's just a fun one, like it's a really fun one. But after toddlers I feel like it got chaotic. With infants, how are we gonna do that? Like how? I am never doing that challenge again because like toddlers are annoying enough. Like with infants, if you don't have any teens in your house, you're gonna like not be able to do any like painting or like writing a book or anything because you're gonna have to take care of all the infants. Like imagine if you have like triplets, like what do you do? Or like if you have triplets like after each other, so you have like 6 infants at a time. Like no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So no, I feel really sorry if you're doing that, but yeah, sorry. I ain't doing that. Nope, not at all. But yeah, also by the way, I wanted to speak about this. I haven't spoken about it, but because if you didn't know, currently like tray importer, which is where I get my tray files from, it's not working for me. Like I can't download it for some reason. Like every time I download it, like, it won't open and I don't understand why. I have not yet, I need to do this. I haven't installed my new hard drive, and so I think it has to do with that fact that my old hard drive is still in my PC. I know that's bad, but like you can yell at me, I don't care. I need to take it out and replace it, but I haven't done that yet. I'm hopefully maybe doing it this week. I've had it for like 3 weeks now. I need to do it. But anyways, basically, because I think it's because of that. So I used to do cast videos. Well, I did a few. My plan was to continue them, but I also get all my CC like files and stuff like that, like knowing what's the same as wearing from Tray Importer, and so because that's not working, I haven't been I have been able to do Sims because I still have CC in my game. I want to have a CC list every time I do a cast video, but I can't right now. So I'm really sorry about that. If you did like them, they're going to be back at some point. But also currently I'm just very much into building. It's just like what I'm doing. And if I'm making Sims, I'm making them without CC and it's for my save file. And to be honest, I'm not going to make any videos on them because they look weird. They don't look weird. They look good, but they don't have any CC. So they look sad, which is me. So maybe they look like me. I don't know. Sorry. I need to not make those types of jokes. I feel like I tend to not make jokes like that, like depressed jokes on my channel. But I do them a lot otherwise. So yeah, sorry about that. I mean, a lot of people, I feel like I don't act like I'm depressed a lot of the time. So like when I tell people that, like if they've spoken to me or like watch my videos, stuff like that, I'm like, when I tell them that I literally had to quit school because of like depression and, you know, I'm like very depressed, everyone's just like, what? Really? You are? I didn't know. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, no, I am, because I I also don't like feelings, so I tend to not speak about my feelings ever with anyone. So I feel like people don't know like that side of me. I tend to not show it a lot of the time, but yeah, that's me. I mean, some people would be like that have watched my videos for a while now, they'd be like, yeah, we know. But like IRL, like when I quit school, like people in my class, they had known at that point because like I had talked about it a little bit like in a speech or something, but before that, people didn't know. Like people did not know that I was struggling mentally, and like so when I left, they were all just like, wait, what? Like she what? Like no one knew. So that's just always been me, I guess. I've just always been that person. So yeah. Why did I say that? Oh, because I made a joke. So yeah, so humor is how I cope. Don't mind if I make stupid jokes, sorry. Yeah, if you didn't know, in Swedish we don't have like the j sound. We have like the regular like y, like that's our letter J. It's just like y. It's basically like a G, I guess. So like we would say yoke, like it's like a Y. We pronounce it kind of like a Y, so like it would be yoke. So if we say that we're going to jail, we're saying that we're going to Yale, like the school, Yale. But no. Also, obviously, we don't say those words. But like, if you ever hear like a Swedish person, with kind of an accent, because I'm aware that I don't really have that much of an accent anymore. It definitely comes out. It definitely does. But a lot of the time, like you can't really hear them Swedish. And I like if you hear a Swedish person with an accent, you will hear them probably say like Yale or yes, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, that's basically it for this video, and I'm really sorry about the rambles, but I really hope you liked it, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!